Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's Big Brother Canada chat.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
We just had dinner.
And cake.
Yes. Can you believe it?
It's all right here.
Last time, Tola won the HOH.
Mm-hmm.
And little man not my words, and he nominated Avery and Bailey.
Yes. He has made it known that Avery is his target, but in his speech, he was playing games. He made this whole grand speech to Bailey about how he's stronger and faster than her, and he won HOH first, so he's gonna get her. But he was basically just trying to keep Avery calm by making it seem like they were both his targets.
According to Tola, once Avery's gone, it's a clear path to victory for him for the whole season.
He said, once Avery's gone, I'm going to win Big Brother.
I'm going to win everything, including Big Brother.
I didn't realize that Avery was, like, the one to beat here. You also got to beat the two All-Stars.
Yeah.
Bailey. Todd, if anyone respects him, which I think they should.
They don't, which really makes me sad.
It makes me sad, too, because I think he's been playing.
It's so crappy.
I know.
All right, well...
But yeah, like, Tola is acting like it's him versus Avery, and that's it. Like, you still got a long way to go.
All right, well, Avery wants Todd to be the replacement.
She's really hoping that there's still a way that her, Spicy, and Bailey can all make it through this week, even if that means losing Todd.
Well, best case scenario would be for Spicy to win. If you're Avery, the best case scenario is for Spicy to win the veto. She would
save Avery.
Yeah.
And then Todd goes up.
Right.
No, not happening.
Well,
you think Spicy's gonna make a big move like that and stick her neck out? No.
They don't. She doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Bailey was crabbing so hard about the freaking speech that Tola made. This went on forever.
Yeah.
Really?
She was pissed about the speech. She felt like it was embarrassing and everybody saw it.
It was just bad.
I feel like the speech wasn't that bad. Like, it was very clearly a joke.
It was,
in my opinion,
very clearly a joke.
I think
that was what I got out of it, and I'm not even in the house.
He probably should have talked to her about it just to make sure it was cool, but, like, it felt like a joke.
She was just carrying on and on.
I do have to say, though, her impressions were hilarious.
She had everybody in stitches.
I thought she was pretty funny with those impressions of Tola.
Yeah, well, she wants revenge for Tola making a mockery of her.
She's hoping that she can win this power veto so she can make her own little speech at the ceremony.
All right, well, Todd and Spicy are worried about the veto and if it's going to be used. And
yeah, I mean, if Avery or Bailey win the veto, and it's probably going to be Todd or Spicy going up because Tola is not going to put up Lexus or Anthony.
No.
So they're like, of course we want our friends to stay, but also, like, we don't want to go up all the block.
All right, well, we have some real talk here.
Okay.
From Spicy and Anthony.
Okay.
Spicy says, my final four...
This is in the diary room, so, like, this is what they're actually... Yeah.
My final four is Dougie. He's my number one.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by Avery and Bailey.
Interesting. Except, like, I feel like this is pretty obvious because Spicy feels like all three of them will pick her for the final two. She is all of their number ones.
Yeah.
And this is something that Anthony has been pointing out to people this week, that Spicy is multiple people's number ones.
Whoever Spicy sits next to, Spicy's going to win.
Is she? We don't know.
All right, well... Anthony says, my number one is Spicy.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Which, I don't know. He's been throwing her under the bus a lot lately. Like, I feel like he wouldn't be opposed to getting rid of her and getting a new number one.
On paper, his number one is Spicy.
Okay.
Unless she pisses him off.
All right.
And does something stupid. His number two is a tie.
Oh, this was interesting.
Between Bailey and Lexus.
Bailey has really moved up in the ranks with him.
Mm-hmm.
These two were like for weeks, and then something clicked.
Which always made me feel like they had that
like
day.
A tension.
Yeah, the
between
tension.
them.
But the day that they were like sexy towards
They got
each
like
other,
flirty.
yeah,
And
that
then
was the turning point where it was like,
yeah.
nope, they're together.
Ever since then, it's been like weird. I feel like it was after what Matt was evicted. I want to say, was that when it started?
Or was it? It was that week, maybe, but
I think it was after Matt was evicted.
Yeah.
They started to get like almost flirty and like
it was weird.
he really trusts her now, and she seems to really trust him.
Yeah.
Maybe, but then like we saw that scene tonight where they were talking about going to the end together, and Anthony was like, you know, obviously you're very close to Spicy, but would you take me to the final two over her?
She sees right through him.
She knows he is very manipulative. Thank you, but are you going to do anything about it? He is a puppet master.
But does she want to be that puppet?
I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll see. I guess it depends on how many people are and who the people are who are also at the end with them.
Bailey, wake up.
Can she trust him? Maybe. He's got to take somebody.
Yeah.
All right, so it's time to pick players for the veto. They didn't show us, but they didn't show. They told.
Yeah.
They said everybody's playing except Lexus and Tola. Obviously, Tola is the HOH. She's not playing. And Lexus is the host.
She's left over.
The
Yeah, she's going to be
hostess.
the host. So.
She's a holdover.
Yeah. It's interesting that they did not show the POV player picks because there was a little bit of drama with it. Bailey got house guest choice and she picked Anthony. And Todd was a little bit like, why didn't you pick me?
Because she didn't want it to be obvious, like they were a duo.
It was that, but her explanation was also, Anthony's probably going to throw this, so it's a better chance of me winning it myself. So I think if Todd did not get to play at all, he would have been really upset, but he did end up getting picked anyway. So he was like,
Wasn't
all right,
there
fine.
also some drama with Spicy? Like, I was never convinced that my name was ever in these.
Oh, really? I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's possible she said that, yeah.
All right. Well, Todd's really, really worried about being a renom.
He was scrambling before this veto.
He was sweating it.
He kept asking Tola, like, am I going to go up? Are you going to put me up?
To the point of being, like, annoying where people would want to put him up.
Well, yeah. Spicy was really trying to capitalize on that, but we'll get there.
Bailey's just worried about staying. Is she going to be okay? Am I going to be okay? Are you really going to keep me if noms stay the same? Would you really vote out Avery over me?
Well, she's hoping that Todd will win the veto, not necessarily for him to use it. What are you doing?
He's
for him.
rearranging the furniture back here.
Yeah, not necessarily because she thinks he'll use it on her. Because she figures if I do stay up on the block, Avery is probably going to go.
Right.
And that will mean that Spicy doesn't have to go up. So at least me, Spicy, and Todd will be safe. Because she said that Spicy is her number one, which is like... What's with everybody picking an all-star to be their number one? Just
Look
stop
at your
doing
life.
that.
Look at your choices. All right, so Bailey wants Todd to win the veto.
We just went over that.
Dougie tells Lexus we might have to get Spicy and put Spicy on the block.
Dougie sees what Spicy is up to, and he's not happy about it.
Who's going to snake who first?
Yeah, I mean, he basically sees she's trying to do what he is, planting seeds and, like, spreading lies about people to misdirect, but he knows what's up here. He identified it very quickly.
Well, Spicy did go up to Lexus and say that Todd was coming for her. To which Lexus said...
Oh, well, I heard that you were coming for me.
And Tola said that Todd wants to keep me.
Yeah.
So who's telling a lie, Miss Liar Pants?
So, yeah, Spicy is really trying to paint a target on Todd here. Not just to potentially be the replacement this week, but even to be a target for next week if they can't get him this week.
The worst case scenario for Spicy is for Todd to win the veto this week.
Yeah, because then she's probably going to be going up, and she figures if I go on that block, I'm out of here. So she even
Which
tried
I'm not even sure is true.
Yeah, I know. We'd have to sit down and, like, look at the votes. But how could you not take her out if you have the chance?
So she is a copycat. She's trying to play the copycat game of Anthony. She says,
cooks up a little scheme.
I'm going to do some lies.
She talks to Anthony, and she's like, I heard that Tola wants to keep Todd around to take you out. You and Lexus.
What?
And Anthony was like, what? Is he okay? Like, what is happening here?
I'm going to have to go talk to him. And the tells were incredible. She was laughing.
Oh, yeah.
She was
She's like,
sweating. Yeah. You don't have to do that. I don't do that.
I was waiting for her to do the...
Yeah, exactly.
Remember that one day in the car with Vivek?
Yep.
Oh my god. So yeah, so she, after that, is like celebrating with Avery. She's like, oh my god, like the plan is in motion. We're gonna get Todd out this week. You, me, and Bailey, we're all gonna be safe.
Stay.
Meanwhile, Anthony is checking in with Tola, and he's sharing what he just heard. And Tola's like, no freaking way. Todd, no. That's not a thing. So Anthony was like, I see exactly what Spicy's doing. She is trying to get us to target Todd instead of her.
So all the girls can stay.
Right. And Lexus also clocked this. Like, she knows what's up. She's like, wow, it's awfully convenient that for the last few weeks, these girls have been saying, Todd's amazing, Todd's wonderful, we gotta keep Todd. And now all of a sudden, 2 girls are up on the block, and they're like, we gotta get Todd out of here.
Yeah.
She knows.
So Tola says, should I maybe put up Spicy?
Whoop! Anthony and Tola were laughing about it. It's a possibility here.
Hey, it's just the boys blowing off some steam.
But a lot is going to depend on what happens with this veto.
Oh, well, it's SpunCon time.
Oh.
Hello, Andy.
It's Endy's turn. Mattresses.
What'd you think of that cloud of beds?
I loved the set for this. I love this competition in general. Like, I thought it was great.
Can I do my bedroom like that?
Yeah, right? The platforms.
So comfy and relaxing.
Yeah.
And inviting. Mm-hmm. Andy, send us some mattresses.
Yeah. I have to point out, too, that this competition, they had to watch the screen and, like, count all the shooting stars. This was very reminiscent of the secret or invisible HOH that Spicy won on her first season, where you had to count the rocks. Was it rocks? Yeah, on the conveyor
Meteors.
belt. Whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
On the conveyor belt. So that one she won. This is pretty similar, but they've cranked it up a bit. Because
they were coming from all directions.
Oh, there were so many at certain times too, where it's just like,
yeah.
So you really had to concentrate and focus. So there were intervals. Well, there were 2. There were 2 opportunities too.
Temptations
to get a temptation.
You get to bid on a temptation. And if you got the winning bid, then you had to cover up your eyes for the amount of time that you won the bid for.
Right. You could bid up to 12 minutes. So that would mean like 12 minutes of not being able to watch
I don't know how long the competition was.
I'm not sure, but they got like into the 2000s for the star count.
It seems like it might have been like an hour or so.
Could be.
Around there. I felt like...
So everyone's sitting there with their...
Yeah. Yeah. So the first temptation, well, first of all, Spicy and Anthony. Spicy said she was definitely throwing it, and she thought Anthony was going to throw it too.
I mean, he's been throwing a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But then he was kind of like, there's a chance that Spicy could be going up, so I would like to win this.
Yeah.
So at first he was going for it, and he was very close.
He was like only one off at one point.
Insane.
But Todd's strategy of not blinking was pretty freaking awesome.
Blink. Don't forget to blink.
Don't move your head. Use your peripheral
Use your
vision. Yeah, don't blink. Todd cannot blink for a long time.
I hate that. I never liked
like
playing the staring. What is it? Staring game, whatever.
Yeah.
Staring competition, because I like to blink.
All right. Well, the first temptation was a call from home.
Okay.
And Spicy was the only one who bid for it.
Oh, and she bid 7 minutes.
She had to take a spicy nap for 7 minutes.
Yeah, so she had to cover it for 7 minutes. It's interesting, though, because after this competition, she was trying to sell it to everyone like, oh, my God, I had to cover my eyes for 1 minute. Like, I feel so bad that I didn't, just avoid the temptation.
I thought she said 2 minutes.
I thought she said 1 minute. And meanwhile, it was 7. She tried to sell that as 1. Come on, girl. So, yeah, she got the phone call, which... I think you could go online and watch that clip of her actually receiving the phone call from home. Yeah, it said that on the screen. They didn't have time for it in the episode, but
all right, so
after she was back in it, she was like, I gotta just guess how many stars there have been,
and then guess many more because I don't want to win
this. Well, she went way higher than she needed to.
All right, well, after she woke up, after her little punishment, it was time for the second temptation, and that was $5,000. To which Spicy was like, what the hell? I bid on this phone call and I could have been bidding for $5,000. Well, I
Well,
mean, she still did anyway.
She bid for that too. And then Anthony also made a bid. So
They were the only two.
Right. And they both right, big surprise. The two that are like completely safe this whole entire time.
They both bid 12 minutes.
Right. So because they bid the same amount, it came down to who was more accurate in their count so far. That was Anthony. So Anthony won $5,000.
That was a bad idea to not be close in the count, Spicy. You had no chance to win the $5,000.
Yeah, so because Anthony got the $5,000, he had to wear his face mask for 12 minutes.
Yeah,
that's a long time in
no
this
coming
competition.
back from that, especially since pretty much right after his punishment of not seeing was ended, it was time to end the competition.
Okay, so they did a reveal in reverse order.
In 5th place, Spicy, Miss Good for Nothing. Except getting phone calls.
Yeah.
And wearing the worst outfits of the history of the show.
Whoa, okay, you're roasting right now.
I'm sorry.
4th place was Anthony.
Okay. And then in 3rd was Avery.
Oof, she was upset. She was just really banking on winning this competition, and it did not happen.
She was guaranteeing herself to win. Then in 2nd place was Bailey, which means our boy Todd won
Woo!
the competition. He was only 15 away.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Avery's sad.
Baby talks. Yeah, she's bummed out because she's like, okay, it's either going to be me and Bailey still up on the block or it's going to be me and Spicy, which would be even worse in her eyes. So,
well, she's convinced she's staying.
Yeah, she's hoping that her allies will carry her as she has carried them during her HOH weeks.
All right, so everybody comes out from the backyard, and Tola was so happy for Todd.
These two are forming a genuine connection.
But you know who else was happy? No one.
Oh my god, yeah, it was like crickets. It was really sad.
That really sucks because I can remember lots of competitions where Todd was bigging up everybody else, and no one cared that Todd won.
Yeah, Spicy was also like, ugh, I look like poop right now because it's very obvious that I went for the temptations and it shows that I was not serious about saving my allies this week.
Jury management. All right. Bailey says, don't be spummed out. Don't be bummed out, Spicy. I will throw my game in the trash for you. I will tell Todd not to use the veto if you can make sure that I have the votes to stay.
It's incredible the way these newbies are willing to potentially risk their own games so that Spicy can be safe. Like, what? Why are you doing this?
Why?
Todd had said in his diary room that he was more than willing to use it on Bailey if she asked him to, because she has used it on him in the past. But she was just like, no, I can't. Like, I want to make sure Spicy doesn't go up. Girl, think about your own game. Come on.
The sad, sour puss on Spicy clenched my fists. All right. Todd and Tola have a chat. Tola said, look, I want this to stay the same. Don't use a veto because I want my target to go home. End of story.
Oh, I also just have to mention, this popped into my mind. When they were getting ready to do the competition and Spicy was all like, Todd's never going to win this because he, like, I don't even know if he knows how to count. Girl. That just makes me even more happy that Todd pulled out the win there.
Yeah, same.
But
so,
yeah, Todd's like,
not planning on using it.
Right. He's got a good thing going here with Tola. He doesn't want to piss him off. He wants to keep Spicy and Bailey.
He's pretty sure that Bailey would go if he kept it the same.
No, Bailey would stay.
I'm sorry. The Avery would go.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes.
Again, why are we protecting Spicy? Oh my God.
I don't know. He goes and talks to Bailey, and Todd said, "Look, I'm pretty sure I was the backdoor plan," which he was.
The girls were trying to get you on the block.
Mm-hmm. So
Bailey pretty much gives him the go-ahead. Like, it's okay.
I don't want Spicy to go up.
You don't have to use it. She does say, though, it would really suck if I do go home on a week that you had the veto. I mean, that's
We've
what
seen that
happens when
happen
you risk your game for
many
someone
times.
else.
Many times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time for the POV ceremony, the
Okay.
POV. Todd does not use the veto.
Oh.
And we find out that Spicy almost crapped her pants.
She was fully expecting to go up on the block. She was thinking Todd was going to use it on Bailey. She was going to be up, but...
Well, Todd said, no, I'm not using it because I want to keep the peace going into next week.
I don't know about all that.
But Avery is unbothered. She thinks she's safe. She's got the votes. You don't got the votes.
Uh-oh. Cue up Hamilton.
Yeah. You don't have the votes.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if they're going to tell her ahead of time or not. Maybe she's got some tricks up her sleeve. We'll see.
She might burn that house down.
I don't know.
She finds
Dennis
out
style.
that she's going.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what to expect here, but it's not looking good for her at this point, so.
No. Chances are slim to none, and Slim just left town.
Chances are. So we want to thank you all so much for watching tonight.
We'll be back tomorrow with the Digital Daily.
And then double eviction night, baby.
Baby.
Woo!
Ah!
All right. So thanks again. And until next time, much love.